The Norwich Police Department has confirmed they are investigating two former church officials with the Diocese of Norwich.
The targets are both accused of sexually abusing young boys in the 1960s. Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Roger Suzanne is here right now with more details on this tonight. Roger.
Hi, Mark and Aaron. Definitely a difficult story to report here. And, it's unclear exactly what will come of this investigation because some of the alleged abuse took place outside the city of Norwich, and at least one of the targets is dead. But the alleged victims remain hopeful that the police will at least be able to shine a light on some of their darkest days. If you want to speak with Bob Cowell, you likely have to come here to the living room of his Norwich home.
I try to avoid people at all costs. I'm a reclusive. I stay in the house because I'm ashamed. To me, I feel that I'm taking up space. I don't deserve to be breathing the air that everybody else has.
Cowell says his life was forever changed at the age of 6 in 1963 when he was sexually abused by a nun at St. Joseph's School in Norwich.
She took away my life. She took away my heart. She took away my spirit.
Cowell, who is now 62, says after he told his parents and the parish priest about the abuse, he transferred to a different school. For decades, he suffered in silence. But now, Cowell feels his prayers for justice may be closer to being answered.
It's beautiful, as it's forthcoming.
Last week, a Norwich police detective told Cowell they are investigating his accusations.
I was on the phone. I couldn't even speak with him anymore. I hung up the phone, and I just sat on the floor in the fetal position, rocking back and forth.
Norwich police began looking into Cowell's allegations after they launched a separate investigation into another former Diocese of Norwich church official accused of sexually assaulting a child. That's Tim Maguire's case. The New London man, who spoke with Channel 3 last month, says he was molested by Father James Curry in the 60s at a Noank church when Maguire was just 8 years old.
He raped my soul. Where do you have left to go?
Curry's name appears on a list that was published by the diocese of 43 priests accused of sexually abusing children. While investigating Maguire's claims after an alert from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, police learned about Bob Cowell's allegations. Now, a Norwich detective confirms that Maguire and Cowell's claims against two former Diocese of Norwich church officials have been rolled into one investigation. After all these years, Cowell remains skeptical, but hopes that the investigation will lead to some form of closure.
That maybe, I said, that everybody, myself and others that was victimized, will get some justice.
Now, at this point, police have not released the name of the nun who allegedly raped Bob Cowell, so we are not identifying her. In the past, Norwich Bishop Michael Cody has refused to turn over secret church files on sex abuse to law enforcement, but a Norwich detective says he will not hesitate to obtain a search warrant to get that information if that is where the investigation leads him. The Diocese of Norwich has repeatedly declined our requests for comment on this investigation. Roger Suzanne, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.